everyone, it's Velo here. Welcome to a new speed building video. Today I am building an eco-friendly family home, or eco-family home, I think that's what I called it, even though now it sounds a little bit silly. But I just wanted to build like this very eccentric and colorful home that is quite small, but it still has like 3 bedrooms and it can house up to 4 Sims as well as a couple of cats. And I also created the family who are living here in a video yesterday, so if you haven't seen that, you should definitely go check that out. I think it will give you like more insight to this build, and I think it's a super cute family, so yeah, I definitely recommend that. So it's the Crow family, and they're kind of like not full-on hippies, but definitely their lifestyle is more off the grid and more like a nature friendly than some others might be. And yeah, they are 2 parents, Winston and Lorraine, and 2 kids, Kenzie and Isaac, as well as 2 cats, Smeagol and Rosie. So this is a house for them, and I started building it before I made them, and then I did the cast, and then I came back to this build for the furnishing part. So these kind of supported each other, and I was like working on them simultaneously. So yeah, I thought that worked pretty well for me, I think. And the style of this home is, like I said, it's very eccentric and kind of, how should I say it, it's not like very, it doesn't go too well together in that sense of like being matchy and stuff like that, but it's kind of still makes sense, I think, and I feel like that's partly why this was easier for me to build. I've been struggling with building lately, or well, more so with furnishing especially, but with this one I feel like, because I didn't have any specific style in mind other than being eccentric, I could kind of just put down any item that I wanted, and I didn't care if it matched the other things, because that was kind of the style of this home and this family. So it was easier for me to furnish than what I've been trying to do for the past couple of days. I have quite many builds unfurnished, and I am planning to do them, but I'm glad that I got this done, and I feel like now that I have finished one build, I can like kind of get back into the game and, you know, do better and finish builds more. And yeah, because I have a lot of like while in progresses and they're just unfinished, and I'm just kind of frustrated with these builds. But this one was a lot of fun, and it's quite different from what I've done recently. I don't know, it just felt different maybe. So yeah, and it's quite a small house, like I said, like the living space is quite small, but I think it's still enough, and I don't like very big spaces anyway. And then they have this little greenhouse that we are doing right now. I think it's still practically inside, even though those windows don't have glass, but I think it still counts as an inside space, so you can grow plants in there like throughout any season and they will be fine. And then on the yard there's like a little shack with like solar panels on the roof, as well as a chicken coop. I did use CC in this build, and one of the main items I really wanted to use was the chicken coop. I haven't played with that yet. I think I will be doing current household video in this household as well, so we will be checking that out. But I downloaded it and I was immediately inspired to do this kind of a not completely off the grid house. I think they still get like some electricity and they get water, but as off the grid as I could possibly make it in The Sims, in a way that it's actually like playable and it still doesn't entirely rely on just imagination. Of course you have to use it quite some bit, but I think I will be still like paying the bills and not really caring about like the details. But I would imagine that they like to grow their own food, and they have the chickens so they can get eggs and stuff like that. And yeah, I just think this family is very much, they're all very outdoorsy and they love nature and animals. Both of the parents are vegetarians too, so yeah, I just thought that was a very cute dynamic to have, and I think this house fits them well, and yeah, definitely it's been a while since I did like both the family and the house and really like thought about it and furnished it for the characters. So yeah, that was fun, and I definitely love this family a lot, and you can probably tell by the amount of videos I'm making about them, but yeah, it's refreshing to have like to like someone, not like someone, but you know, to like a household in The Sims and a house in The Sims so much for me right now, because I've been struggling with The Sims. I've been struggling a little bit with motivation and like finishing builds, like I said. It's not that I don't like The Sims, I do still very much love it, but especially like furnishing has been quite difficult lately, and I have like been struggling with gameplay too, like in that sense that I want new things to do, and so I've been kind of trying to do it without mods, but then again I just thought like, why not have all the mods that I want, because who cares? And yeah, so I think I'm at the place now again where I accept that I can use as much CC and as much mods I like if that keeps the game like enjoyable for me. I think that's so much more important than being CC free or not as mod heavy. As long as like my computer can handle it and I can handle it, I think it's fine. But yeah, here we have the shell of the house ready, and I did put some like fairy lights at the porch here, as well as lots of flowers. I do put some more in, and now you can see the family has actually appeared on the front of the lot. So at this point I created the family and moved them in, and I continued building or furnishing mostly. And yeah, here you can see the floor plan. So basically only the kitchen and dining space is downstairs, otherwise everything is upstairs. There's no toilet downstairs, and like the living room, it's quite small, but I guess it's still our living room, like a TV room is upstairs, and then there's bathroom and 3 bedrooms, and then they have quite a spacious yard with lots of things to do in there. So yeah, here I am just playtesting the routing. I think everything works, and I did play like just a tiny bit in this house to test that like the main things work. I did change some things, like just a couple of tiny things. I moved things around just a little bit after I stopped recording and before or while I was taking the screenshots, so it might not be exactly what you see. I had to delete like some decor from the kitchen, but nothing like, no actual furniture. I decided to use this like outdoor picnic table in the kitchen as the dining table. I thought that was cute. Like, it just kind of reminds me of a summer house. I definitely remember having that at like summer houses I've been to, and I thought it was good for this kind of a hippie-esque home. And then of course I put in some cat things and just, you know, your basic things. It's not a very big build, so it's not a very big kitchen either, but you can still make food. Actually, that was one of the things I think I had to change. Like, I had to take decor out of the counters, like remove it from the counters, but I don't know why that is. I thought that there would be enough space. Like, I think there should be enough space even if there's something on the counter, but as long as it's not in the middle. But I could be wrong, but I was quite confused about that. Like, my Sims couldn't make food in this kitchen in the beginning. So yeah, that was interesting, but I just had to remove like a couple of things and then it works perfectly fine. And I also have like some exposed like pipes in this build and stuff like that to make it look a little bit more rustic, and like it's a nice home. I think it's very, very cozy. I would definitely love living here, but it's not like in tip-top shape. Like someone a little bit more snobby might not like it, but that's not what this family is like. They're very much like chill and relaxed and yeah, just very a very nice family, and they love living here, I think. So yeah, like I said, I do use CC in this build, not much, but some anyways, and like the chicken coop and some other things are a little bit bigger. But otherwise, it's mainly just clutter again. That's what I like to do, because I think there are like enough things most of the time, at least in the game, now that I have more packs and stuff. But when it comes to like clutter and decoration, it's definitely lacking, and that's the category I have most CC in, I think. So yeah, here we are on the second floor. So this kind of landing area is where the living room is. It's not very big or fancy, and like they don't have a big TV, they only have this very old one, but I thought that went well with the eco theme, even though I think in real life a TV like that might actually be worse for the environment. But I think in The Sims it's better, or at least it costs less to use. I'm not sure how that works, but at least, you know, it looks nice and it looks fitting. And then I use some like movie hangout stuff, the sofa. I don't think I've used that before. And then I use some decor and some CC rugs and plants here on the wall. I also brought some like wooden siding inside. I thought that made it look much more cozy and natural and just you know, nice and stuff like that. And then there is a cat tree in the corner, and there's another one I think in the master bedroom. And here is the only bathroom in the house. It's very small, but I think it's still enough. Like you don't need anything else. There's a shower and bathtub combo from Strangerville. I know it looks a little bit dirty, but it also looks like handmade, or like they made it themselves, or at least like made some alterations to it. Is that how you say? Anyway, I thought it fit the aesthetic, and I also used some like liberated objects from Strangerville, like these things here, the sign and the plant. I think they are liberated from like the shop thing with Irvin. But anyway, yeah, it's a very like very basic bathroom, but I think there's everything you need. And I was saying before that there's a shower bathtub combo because they do have a toddler, so that's why I needed to include that. But I think it works out pretty nicely. And here are two kids' bedrooms. First, we are working on this one. It's for the girl who is a child. Her name is Kenzie, and she loves bright colors, and I made it very clear in her room. I used this yellow like cabinet or dresser, and lots of oranges and reds, I think. And then I give her like a desk and a journal, and I think like a arts and crafts table or whatever those are called, because she does have the creative aspiration as a child. And I also put in some cat posters and a cat bed. I'm not sure if that works, but at least it looks nice. I feel like all of the members of the family are very much cat people. The mom is the only one with the actual cat lover trait, but I feel like her kids are definitely also very much liking animals, and they love their cats. And yeah, Kenzie at least likes to play with them and spend time with them and stuff like that. So yeah, I wanted some cat stuff in here as well. And then I just put some like decor on the walls, and I come back in later and I add some more like wall things, and I also changed the wallpaper because right now like the furniture is looking nice and colorful and stuff, but the walls are still pretty bland, but I will fix that in a moment. And I just put a couple of toys in this room too. I had to move things around just a little bit. I don't think she was able to use the drawing table at first, and then like the doctor toy set was kinda in the way, but I fixed that. I'm not sure if it's before or after the screenshots, but it's definitely before I put this house on the gallery, which I did, and I think, yeah, like I said, I called it the Eco Family Home there as well, so you can find it there. And now we are on to the master bedroom, or the parents' bedroom. And also, I think at this point I closed the game and I went to put some more CC in the game, because like I have been saying recently, I am in the progress of like cleaning out some CC, but once again I just put more back in. So yeah, that's kind of not going too well. But then again, like I said before, my game still works, and unless something is corrupted, I don't really like, why should I delete it maybe. So yeah, I'm kind of like having different thoughts about that every day, but I think it's fine. And I gave the parents this like retro car looking radio and this bed from Cats and Dogs. I think this is a CC version, but it's basically the same bed with just some additional pillows. And I also gave them a desk with a laptop on it. That's the only computer in the house, but I felt like for such a outdoorsy family that was more than enough. And then I'm just adding some art in, and I think I also changed the wallpaper in this room too. I usually do that, like I start off with white walls, and then after I've done the furnishing I paint some more like feature walls in and stuff like that, and I just think it works for me. So yeah, I don't know if that's like if others do that. But I could never like first paint the walls. I could just never make the colors work and stuff, and it doesn't feel natural. I don't know. But yeah, this works for me, and I think it's always important to do whatever works for you, and yeah. And then in this room, like I said, I add another like cat tree, and also I can't quite remember, I think just some wall decor and this little stool here. And I imagine the cats have been scratching the like wallpaper a little bit. They are like two Bengal cats, and I think they're definitely very active and maybe a little bit mischievous as well, even though I don't think either of them have that trait, but I do still think that they are, just your regular cats like that. And yeah, then there's just a mirror and some stuff like that. And yeah, here is the desk I mentioned, and then we are on to the toddler room. So it's a little boy called Isaac, and he is, I think, more of a boyish boy than I usually make my boys, but still, like, his parents are hippies, and he loves animals and stuff like that. But I also gave him like some wood critter things and like quite many pieces of blue furniture and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know why that is, but I usually go for very neutral things for boys as well, and I don't think I've ever used any like wood critter decor. I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's very rare at least. So that was definitely something I wanted to add in this one. And then there's also this like leaf wallpaper paneling from the Free Caribbean update, and some like toy cars and just decor cars. And I think I do give him a lava lamp as well. And otherwise, just your regular, toddler stuff. They don't have much of a personality yet, so, but I think Isaac is like wild, so he's a bit of a wild child, and while I think he's definitely like nice and sweet and really adorable. I think he might sometimes be a little bit of trouble, not like in a bad way or like intentionally. Like he does everything out of like pure goodwill, I think, but maybe his like he plays a little bit rough sometimes. So yeah, and here was the lava lamp, and I dipped some more like kids decor in. There's those cars and those little like toy lamps, as well as this armadillo from Strangerville, which I think is super super cute. And then I remembered also to add in a potty because I couldn't fit that in the bathroom, so it's in his own room. And yeah, it's pretty like there's a lot of things going on in this room, as well as this like whole house, and the color scheme is very mixed, but I do think it still kind of works, like especially in a child's room. Even if all the colors don't go well together, I don't think it matters that much. And now we are back downstairs. There's just this little foyer room, and I put this litter box in this corner here, and it's under a table. Now I'm not sure if it works completely. I think I've done it before, and if I remember correctly, the cats can use it, but the Sims can't empty, if I remember correctly, but it's been a while, so I can't quite remember. But there is another litter box on the yard, so if this doesn't work, you could just remove it or move it. There's not much space inside, but you could also have 2 litter boxes outside or anything like that. And otherwise, I just put a little bit of like storage space under the stairs there, and then I put in a lot of plants, these hanging plants and this potted ivy, as well as some like lamps and like what are those, like decorative vases from Jungle Adventure and stuff like that. Just some things they might have collected and are keeping in here. And I think it's a super cute room. It's definitely not like, it doesn't have that much of a purpose in game, but in real life you would still want to have some kind of a foyer, and I just think it's very cute. And I think this is also the only bookcase in a like not a public space, but a living space that's not somebody's personal room, even though I'm not sure if that works either. It was on like above the table, so yeah, I'm not sure if the Sims can reach it. But there are like bookcases, at least in the toddler room, if you absolutely need it, or you could move this one on the opposite wall maybe. I don't think there's anything there, and I don't think it would block anything. But yeah, we are done with the interior, I think, and now I'm just adding some more plants on the porch because I felt like they would definitely have as many plants and flowers as possible. And they also have, well, they have the greenhouse, but they also have a little bit like garden on the backyard. I think that's where I'm gonna put like apple trees or something like that. And like I said, they have like a little shed in the backyard as well that has a solar panel on the roof. So I imagine they would generate at least some of their own power, like in the summer months or something. And I put this shack there just to kind of act like a, what would you call it? Like a place to like regulate the things. And I don't know how like solar power actually works, but I imagine you need to have some kind of a system to control it. I don't know, but that's what I did. And I also put this tree swing on the yard here. It is by Calino, and it is one of my absolute favorite CC pieces ever. And here's the little shed, and in the shed I also put like a woodworking table and some like boxes, just to have that kind of a shed feeling. And here is the chicken coop, which I decided to fence off from the rest of the yard, mainly because this household has cats. So even though this particular fence probably wouldn't keep out actual cats, it keeps out Sims cats, and I think I locked the gate for like all pets, so that the chickens can live in peace and stuff like that. But yeah, here's the shed, and later I also put in some like pipes for the solar panel thingy, and yeah. Otherwise, we are pretty much done. I think I still do like, well, mostly landscaping, and then I add like small little pathways, and but I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing much else, and yeah, this house is on the gallery, like I said, as Eco Family Home, or you can find it under my username veloniada or the hashtag velosims. And it's quite an expensive home, like compared to the price. I think it was like 70k simoleons or something like that. But it's not one of those things that I regulate when I'm building usually, so I didn't really mind. And also, like I said, it does have CC, but if you want any of the CC I use in this video or any other video, you should go to my Tumblr. I try to reblog everything there, or if I don't reblog it, it's most likely because it's not available on Tumblr. So most of the things should be there, and it's linked down below. Or if you need like something specific, I could try and find it, but if you want like multiple things, go to my Tumblr. That's always a good place to start. And yeah. Here's just the pathway, and I add just a little bit more flowers at the back. And I think after I had recorded, I also add one more tree like near where the shed is. I just felt like looked a little bare, but yeah, that's also where the second litter box is, by the way. But also in the screenshots, I think there are 2 mailboxes, and I'm sorry about that, but I put in the CC mailbox, but I don't think it works anymore or something like that, because every time I went to live mode, it added another mailbox like inside the house. That's super annoying, but it did that, and I tried to remove it, but it kept coming back. So in the screenshots there are 2 mailboxes, as well as in the like gallery version probably. But here you can see the house, and yeah, like I said, I think I will be doing like a current household video in this household as well. I'm pretty excited for that. It's been a while since I felt this like connected to a family, but yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, consider doing that so that you won't miss on any future content. We just reached like 180 subscribers, which is crazy to me. We are so close to 200, and I try not to care about numbers that much, but I did want to say thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed and who's watching my videos. And yeah, I hope you keep enjoying them, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon again. Bye bye!